and welcome to today's video. I'm Jo and today I'm reviewing this book right here, Revenge of Middle-Aged Woman. Hello, like I said, reviewing Revenge of the Middle-Aged Woman. This is by Elizabeth Buchan. I think I pronounced that right. I'm terrible with pronouncing surnames. But anyway, so this book, as you can imagine, is about a middle-aged woman. Okay, in this, our protagonist is Rose Lloyd. She's a middle-aged woman, and she's spent basically 25 years of her life juggling her husband, her children, her career, and everything. And then one day, her husband leaves her for a younger woman, and she ends up losing not only her husband but also her job, because this younger woman also steals her job. So in all this, I mean, as a middle-aged woman myself, yes, I'm gonna have to class myself as that now, as much as I hate the idea of it, but I could really relate to a lot of the things that Rose was going through here. Not because I've been left for a younger woman, I haven't, happily married, but, and hope it stays that way. But the whole being a middle-aged woman and everything that goes with that, the giving, you know, the best years of your life to your husband, to your children, to work, and trying to balance everything so that you give your family like the perfect family life, so the house is well kept, you know, cooking lovely meals, and you know, having guests, and doing all of those things that you sort of think society expects of you, whilst also at the same time raising your children, which in itself is a full-time job. Okay, raising children, it takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of time to do it right, and so, you know, it's a lot to juggle, and all of the different various activities and things that the kids do, but also the quality time with you and everything else, and then trying to make the quality time for your other half as well. Somewhere in all this, you're trying to find time for yourself and to actually, you know, be an individual person yourself as well, because that's also something else that comes up in the fact that you lose the person that you were before getting married and having children and everything else. The individual you that you were, with all your hopes and your dreams, and just like life in general, you kind of lose that because family life and adulting, I think it all gets in the way of that to a certain extent. And so I thought this was done really well. I'm going to give this one a 4-star. So it's basically, she, at the beginning, as you can imagine, she's kind of terrified because her entire world has been turned upside down. She thought she had finally figured it all out and everything, and then it gets like taken away from her. So yes, she goes through all the emotions and things that you would expect from that. I liked how it did get raw and real with the emotions and things. I think she definitely held it together better than a lot of people would, in some aspects, in others not as much, but in general there was lots of situations that I think she was definitely the bigger person. And this definitely brings up lots of talking points and things. This would be a brilliant book for a book club read, I think, because there is an awful lot of things that you can talk about this, both about Rose herself, about her children, about Nathan, her husband, but also about other characters, like people that work with her and her friends and things as well. A lot of the characters, there's a lot that you could discuss about them, and also the various different things that the book brings up, you know, about the role of women and things, and, you know, what you give up to have that family life and things. I mean, obviously, from a personal point of view, I gave up a lot of things to have the family life, and I don't regret doing that at all. Absolutely love it, but at the same time, yes, lost a bit of, you know, individual person through doing that. And so it does kind of make you think, especially for someone who is in my age bracket, okay, so middle-aged, thinking about also the fact of, you know, kids growing up, and that changes the dynamic, because when you get to a point where they are no longer dependent on you, you kind of get to discover who you are now, so like the new individual you, after all of the other things that you've gone through. So it gives a lot of food for thought, this book. Okay, and also I think there would be a lot to discuss about her relationship with Hal as well, and past relationship with Hal, and also the present, and things about that. Now, I should mention as well a couple of trigger warnings for this one. It does deal with pregnancy, both trying to conceive and having difficulties in doing so, but also in miscarriage. Okay, so if those are triggers for you, it's not like a huge part of the book. I mean, it's important to the book, but they're not huge topics. It doesn't get majorly discussed, if you like, but would definitely be in need of a trigger warning for those. I don't know. Also, I think, like, if you have just been left by your husband and happen to be a middle-aged woman, then this could actually be quite a therapeutic read. You know, the going through all the bad stuff with it, and, you know, the scariness of starting over and things, but also embracing that starting over, and you know, new lease for life, and, you know, it doesn't all end. I like the philosophy behind this book. So anyway, there you go. That is Revenge of the Middle-Aged Woman. Check it out. Also, do you know of any other books like this that you really enjoyed? About, you know, starting over, particularly if you are in the middle-aged bracket, because a lot of books out there tend to concentrate more on younger protagonists and things. They all seem to be like in their 20s and things, and there's not really as many middle-aged and older protagonists, or if they are older, they tend to be a lot older, sort of more elderly kind of category, I suppose you'd put them in, you know, whereas, you know, the middle-aged lot, we don't get a lot of limelight there in these books. So I don't know, do you know of any other really good books that have middle-aged protagonists? I would like to know about those as well, so leave a comment down below and let me know. Anyway, that is it for today. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.